Hi, this is Brad Oaster, and today we want to zoom in a little bit on step one of getting your ministry out of that temporary facility and into your permanent home, or out of a facility that you've just outgrown and into something that's large enough to facilitate the continued growth of your ministry. Step one is to develop a strategic ministry plan. That plan will help to answer the who, what, where, when, and why of your ministry. Oh, it involves purpose and mission and vision, core values, goals, objectives, strategies, KPIs, key performance indicators, ROI, kind of a return on investment on how do you measure various ministries that you have and see that they're effective. Let me give you an example of a church I worked with that when we started, they didn't have a strategic ministry plan. The name of the church is Church of Roseville. They're in Roseville, Minnesota, just north of the Twin Cities. When I first started working with the church, my first couple of trips there, I was really impressed. They had an 8-acre campus. They had 50,000 square feet. They were debt-free. That's always nice. They had about 800 people attending, 6 full-time pastors, a $1 million annual operating budget, and it was crowded. Sunday morning, they were running a couple services. We would try and meet on Wednesday night, but the building was so crowded that we had to go across the street to Olive Garden and meet over there because literally on a Wednesday night, there was no place for us to meet. Well, they needed to expand the building, and I thought, wow, this is a dynamic ministry. Out in the foyer, they had a sign, and it basically gave the purpose statement of the church. It said, Grace Church of Roseville, where seekers become followers. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. Okay, people who are seeking, right, seeking God, come to know Him. They get discipled. They become followers. That all makes sense. Well, as part of our process in developing a strategic ministry plan, anytime you want to go on a journey, you want to end up at some destination, the best thing to do is figure out, well, where are we starting from, right? If you're going to fly to, I don't know, New York, that sounds great. But if you don't know where you're at, you don't know, do I buy a ticket from California? Do I buy a ticket from Denver or Dallas? Or how do I get there? So you have to know where you're at. So the first step in developing a strategic plan is to do a ministry analysis and find out, okay, where exactly are we? When we did this for Grace Church of Roseville, we looked at 50-some different ministries and programs that were currently taking place during the week, or maybe they were monthly activities, but they were happening on the campus. The thing that really surprised us is after auditing, and this took some time, but after auditing 2 years, going back, looking at 2 years worth of ministry and all these different programs, we were able to identify one woman who accepted Christ as her Savior over a 2-year period. That's better than zero, right? I mean, at least they've reached one person. But it was really an eye-opener for the staff because we had a meeting with the church leadership. All the staff was there, the elders were there, and we got to kind of roll out, what we discovered in auditing 2 years of ministry. And what we found is that over a 2-year period, okay, that's $1 million operating budget times 2. So $2 million, 6 pastors working full-time for 2 years, 2 Easter programs, 2 Christmas extravaganzas, 104 weekend services. And as a result of all of that, on a 50,000 square foot building on 8 acres paid for, valued at 10 million something, they reached one person. We referred to her as the $2 million lady because that's the money that went through in order to reach one person. Well, that was a little humbling to sit back and find out that, Grace Church of Roseville, where seekers become followers, is actually Grace Church of Roseville, where a seeker became a follower, and it cost $2 million to reach her. I can guarantee you give me $1 million, I'll go down to the mall. And by 5 o'clock this afternoon, I'll reach 5 people. I guarantee it. You got to be motivated. So you want to do a strategic plan first. That's why it's the first step. Let's figure out where we are. As we redid the ministry at Grace Church of Roseville, first off, when we told everybody, the leaders and eldership, what had happened, they shut down every ministry in the church. The pastor said, we will continue to have church on Sunday. But other than that, we're freezing everything. And they completely rewrote how they do church. The last time I checked, in a 1-year period, they baptized over 200 people. But the only reason that happened is because they looked at themselves and said, where are we now? Where do we want to go? What needs to be fixed? How do we retool? How do we reinvent ourselves? so that Grace Church of Roseville truly is a place where seekers become followers. As a result of that, they changed the whole idea as to how they're going to develop the expansion for the building. It's nothing like what they thought they originally needed. But now it's a dynamic ministry, and they're making it hard to go to hell from Roseville, Minnesota. So that's why we start step number 1, your strategic ministry plan. I'm Brad Oaster. If I can help you with that, give me a call, 719-439-3019. Drop me an email, bradoaster@mac.com, and there's more information on the website. Thanks for your time.